Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Recovery Lab TV. My name is Chris. I'm your coach and sports therapist. And welcome to our Thursday morning upper body prehab session. Okay. What is prehab? You may ask if you're new to this channel and you're new to this exercise. Basically, it's corrective exercises. It's the physiotherapy before you get injured. Okay. And why is that important? Because it's going to help correct any kind of biomechanical issues you may have, any kind of injuries or weaknesses that you may be experiencing deep within your muscle tissue. And it kind of bulletproofs you from the inside out, okay? It's getting at those kind of supporting muscles so the bigger ones can do the job, okay? Just like Kim has, good morning, Kim. Don't forget to use the comment section, say hello. It's always nice seeing who's here. All I get to see is a number until I see a lovely name in the comment section. So say good morning, say hello. Don't be a stranger. It's always nice to see how you're doing. Good morning, Anne. Hope you're all having an amazing morning so far. Hope you're having an amazing week so far. It's certainly nice and sunny here in Cardiff. Hope it's nice where you are. And yeah, hope you're having a good day so far. So, things you're going to need today it's going to be all about the things that we covered the other day in regards to that arm positioning behind the head. So really engaging those rotator cuff muscles, engaging those upper back muscles. Okay, so the things that we're going to need today are a mat. Okay, if you have light weights, okay, by light I mean half a kilogram, 2 kilograms, 2.5 most. Okay. Depending on whether you want to use dumbbells or weight plates is completely up to you, but I wouldn't recommend, depending on your strength, obviously, if you can go heavier and you're stronger in these positions, then do so, but I would stay under a 5, okay, at the very, very most. So even if you're super strong, I would stay under a 5 just because you're targeting kind of smaller muscles and you don't want to overstrain them because you're going to be doing potentially things that you don't normally do. Okay, what I would recommend is a band just like this, okay, which is like a centimeter band or a ½ centimeter band, depending on what you've got, depending on your options. You're going to need a random object. My random object is going to be a yoga block, okay? All you're going to be doing it is passing it from one hand to the other and going over the top of it, okay? So depending on what you have available, if you have a water bottle, if you have an empty cup that isn't going to break, okay, if you knock it over, if you have a foam roller, things like that, okay. And then also you're going to need a big long pole, okay, technique bar. Mine is like this, it's absolutely massive. Then you're going to need something like that. Now, if you don't have a bar, okay, and you have a broom or mop in your house, grab that, okay, because then you can always make that work for you, right? You just need a straight long pole, okay. And then potentially a drink and a towel for your face, okay. So hopefully you've got a bit of ventilation coming into your room so you get nice fresh air, nice feeling, although I wouldn't recommend opening the window quite yet just because it's freezing outside. But yeah, saying all that, we're going to wind back, we're going to wake up our upper body. Now, using a piece of furniture, I'm going to use my sofa for this, okay. You're going to just gently place your hands in line with your shoulders and you're going to sit back and down, okay. Try and keep your knees relatively close together if you can, and just straighten your arms as much as possible, poking that head through, just like so. Focus on your breathing. Nice big deep breaths in through the nose, out through the mouth. For some of you it's going to be a little bit weird just because typically you're mouth breathers. Try and bring in that nose. Good. From there, coming up nice and tall, pushing the back away, rounding the shoulders, opening up the shoulder blades. Okay, and then again, sinking back down, deep as you can, trying to poke that head through. Just waking up those upper body muscles. Again, coming up nice and tall, push away. And one last time, coming down. Sinking down just like so. Good. From there, okay, what you're going to do, you're going to place your elbows on the same object. You have your hands facing upwards,
Okay, just like that. Okay, you're going to try and poke your head down. You're going to try and place your arms on your back, just like so. Okay, so if I show you like this way, placing your arms on your opposite shoulders, squeezing your head with your elbows, just like that. Okay, so it's elbows on the object, sliding the head and between if you can, and you're trying to squeeze the back of your head where your ears are with your inner elbow, if you will. As you draw down, should feel that stretch in the triceps, should feel that stretch in the backs of your shoulders. Some of you might not even be able to get into this position, but keep trying. Big deep breaths. Good, gently coming up. Nice and loose, shake it out. Keep facing that way because you're going to do the exact same again. Rolling the arms back. Good, sliding the elbows back down. Hands coming over. Nice and proud chest as you sink your hips and face down towards the floor. Good, breathe it out, okay? Big deep breath in through the nose. Gently breathe it out. One more. Good. Gently coming up. Again, this time facing me. Sit on your bum if you prefer. Okay, you're going to be rolling your shoulders back. Nice and gentle, keeping your arms down. Just rolling the shoulders. Just like so. Good, moving forward this time. Trying to keep your neck quite independent and neutral. Good, from there, imagine you're holding a tray, if you will, okay? You're gonna sit up nice and tall, you're gonna rotate, twist, back there, twist, back there. And by sitting with your legs crossed, reduces that rotation in the hip as much as possible. Keep squeezing the last end. Good, last time. Good, from there, go into a box shape position. Okay, you've got your knees directly underneath your hips, your hands directly underneath your elbows and shoulders. Okay, you're going to gently draw down with the arm. Okay, placing it forward, placing your knuckles down, and then you're going to come up, rotating away as best as you can, squeezing those shoulders as you rotate. Good, big deep breaths. Sit, stretching out those arms, reaching around as much as you possibly can. Good, swapping over after this one. Perfect. So, big reach down, really try and reach as far as you possibly can. You want to get that stretch in the side of your abdomen, and then you want to rotate and really open up that chest as you focus on the shoulder being drawn back, not necessarily the arm. That's it. Good job. That's it. Big deep breath. Good. Last one. Good. Well done. Okay. From there, what you're going to do, I'll tell you what, I'll show you this side. You're going to rotate your hand so your little finger's on the floor. Okay, your thumb is up in the air. You're going to come up as tall as you can, come back all the way through and draw back as tall as you can. Okay, come up, tall as you can, back as tall as you can. Naturally, there's a slight bend in the wrist as you come through. But that arm effectively is as straight as you can. Trying to squeeze it at the top here. Should start to get warm all of a sudden. And that's those deeper muscles, that neural system working as well. Good. Swapping arms. A big draw up, straight as you possibly can. Squeeze in at the top, try and get past that head, but keep that neck nice and neutral. Chin tucked in, head straight. Good job, well done. So shake it out, grab yourself a little drink for now, okay? Let me know how you're feeling. You should start to feel it all up here, all around the shoulders. Should start to feel a little bit warmer as you're doing it, and effectively it's quite surprising when you are doing it, okay? So this next one, you're gonna lay completely flat, just like so, okay? Your arms are gonna be driven out, and to begin with, okay, you're gonna have your thumbs facing up like so, okay? You're gonna put your head in a neutral position, and you're gonna draw up and back, just like that, okay? So imagine you're kind of either side of that arm, you have a small gap in between here, and you're trying to get where my thumb is, okay? So as you draw up, it's a very straight line. You're not trying to draw up and back, okay? You're not trying to draw up and forward. You're going to try and draw up in a straight line, imagining that there's an object either side of your arm, okay? And then keep that arm dead straight like so. As you draw up here, it's coming up there, right? So it is dead straight from that lateral position, okay? You're not trying to rotate this way, okay? And it's really important that you have your thumb and hand in this kind of stop sign position, right? Okay. Another really important thing is keeping your head on the floor, okay? So you want your shoulders down on the floor, okay? You want your head on the floor, okay? And as you draw back like that, those shoulders will lift off slightly, which is exactly what you want. You want that external rotation so you can challenge your back a little bit more. Now, feet down, tucked in, knees off the floor to engage that posterior chain, chest down, shoulders roll back, head down, okay? You ready? Going in 3, 2, 1, arms dead straight, draw up, squeeze at the top, back down. Keep going. Say 3 more. Last one. Good job. Well done. Gently rest in there.
Little drink and towel if you need it. You've got 30 seconds. Should it feel that literally in those shoulders? Okay, potentially in your triceps, opening up your chest. Some of you are going to have a bit of tightness in the front of your chest and you're going to find it really challenging. Some of you are going to find it in your neck because you've got so much stress and tension there. Some of you may even find it there, okay? Let me know how you're doing in that comment section. Keep trying, all right? Keep that spine super straight, keep that head down, that chin tucked, okay? And then that way you can really, really focus on those shoulders, all right? It's going to be a tough one. It's a small movement. Some of you are going to be the other end of the spectrum and go, what's he doing, Chris? You know, and that's fine. Just slow it down. Focus on squeezing and activating those muscles. So you have the mobility and the flexibility already. Let's get the activation, okay? So
Getting ready. Same again, then we're changing. Okay, so feet together, knees off the floor, squeezing already, arms dead straight, thumbs back, drawn up, big squeeze. Keep squeezing at the top, draw up, pause, hold, then come down. Good, 4 to go. Good job, well done. Gently rest it out.
shake it out if you need to. Otherwise, just relax in position, okay? So this next one, what you're going to do, you're going to hold one arm out in front, okay? What I'm going to do is slide back so you can see me on camera. If you can, try and keep your knees and legs nice and straight, okay? You're going to
Reach up, come up like so, rotate, back here, back down, up, rotate, back here, back down, okay? So it's here, it's as far as
that wide straight angle, that L shape, okay? Coming back, back down, press, tall as you can. Imagine you've got an invisible ceiling that you're trying to scrape your knuckles against. Keep that head engaged, keep that spine nice and neutral, okay?
You ready? Go in 3, 2, arms straight in a stretch position, okay? 1, let's go. Tall as you can. One hand's going to feel easier than the other. Keep both arms straight, don't relax them. Sit, keep it going. Good, one more. Good, from there, going straight in, it's both hands up. Reaching all the way back to your bum, tap your bum. All the way back up, tap the floor. Reach up, all the way around, tap your bum. All the way back, tap the floor. Keep drawing up. You got it. Should be squeezing that back. Good. 2 more. Last one. Relax. Grab yourself a drink. You should be feeling it pretty much everywhere. So let me know how you're doing. How are you finding that? Oh, have a little rest. So use that comment section. Let me know how you're getting on. How are you doing? It's super, super tough. The 2 arms feel so different. Exactly. For me, I'm left-handed, so I've got a lot more tension there, right? And as a swimmer, I tend to breathe better on my right side because I'm always using this arm for everything. So I rotate that way, okay? Now, doing what I do, naturally I break things down and I start thinking in the sense that, well, it's my strongest arm, so I'm reaching more with that side, so I'm easy to rotate. So doing that exercise there where I've got to extend back, I find it harder because of the tension. Then drawing back is much harder this side than it is this side. Now, the biggest thing you probably felt is the level of difficulty doing 1 arm and then going into 2 arms, especially when you've got a bit of fatigue in there and you're starting to get tired and those muscles are starting to get tired. Now, a lot of the things we do is in tandem. So it's kind of like you take swimming, for example, it's 1 arm, then it's the other arm, okay? Now, you're pretty much doing those things every day, you know, you reach and then you grab and you hold or whatever, you name it, you're doing it. Or you're kind of counteracting it with that rotation, with an anti-rotation this side, so you can reach and hold. Now, when you're doing that, it's really important to kind of create that kind of equilibrium between the one side. So how does that feel? Can you draw it back to that kind of invisible ceiling and scrape the ceiling with it whilst this side stays dead still? Are you leaning to try and reach over, or are you able to keep that spine nice and straight? And then feel the difference in the lower back load, okay, when you then come up and draw back here whilst locking your arms out. Are you able to lock your arms out? Do you have a bend in the arm as you're coming up, because that arm is trying to cheat and take the load off your lower back, okay? The more mobility we have in the upper back, okay, the more we take off the lower back, okay? But if you bend that arm, you take away the stress here, okay, on the back, all right? So it's really important that you kind of lock those arms out and slowly do it, because that information is kind of coming out of your body a million miles an hour. What you need to do is slow the process down so the fibers, the motor units, that muscle memory can kick in and start storing information. Okay, if it's doing it too quick, it can't receive and store the information. It needs to slow it down a bit. Okay, so reaching backwards is especially hard. Couldn't keep my arms parallel. But yeah, and exactly that. Okay, so it just means that you probably got a little bit of tension here. So if you where your collarbone is, 3 fingers underneath, if you get a ball or massage gun, or even your hand, and just massage there, bring your arm in this position, okay? It'll puff your chest up a little bit. Open your chest so you can lean that against the wall, spin yourself that way to get the stretch on. It's going to be a little bit sore, we're doing it this way, but it's going to go a little bit deeper. So then when you then draw back, you're able, and you've got nothing tight here, pulling it forward, okay? A lot of us think the tension is always in our back. Sometimes it's in our chest to draw the shoulder back, okay? And yeah, definitely. And it's that compensation effect that I was on about. So when you lift up 1, you're able to slightly rotate the body into the floor, which is why then potentially when your arms are straight, you want to actively push down here with this arm, keeping that arm straight and not resting on the floor like that. Lock it out, lift, and then rotate, okay? Because if you relax this side, it will then just
roll over and play dead, if you will. So it's kind of like a real difference in that sense, okay? So as you go into this, we'll do one more round, okay? As you kind of go back into this position, I want you to actively press into the floor, okay? You know, with that stretch where we're here and your arms are stretched and as straight as you can, just like we did at the start, okay? I want you to reach as far forward as you can so your kind of shoulder blades go right up, okay? Press into the floor with your palm, but lock your arm out so it's off the floor, okay? What that's going to do is minimize that rotation from one side to the other. So when you come up there, you're able to then reach off. Whereas if I relax my arms, I don't engage this shoulder and I'm not as stable. So when I come round here, I tend to roll a little bit more and compromise the spine. And what we're trying to do is engage your core so your core muscles work all together. So then your extremities, your arms and your legs are independent thinkers. Okay? So same again. And then if you have any questions, just chuck it in that comment section like you have been, okay? So head down, body as straight as you can. Walk those arms nice and far forward. Should feel the stretch in the shoulder already, okay? So you ready? Going 3, 2, 1. One arm up, reaching around to that L position, coming up, drawing down. Most important thing is reaching that ceiling right to the top here, right at the start of the move. Between 10 and 2, well, 10 and 12, and 12 and 2 is where it's most challenging. So if you can really push it there, you're kind of onto a winner. So keep it up. So almost there. 2 more if you can. Good. Now from there, reset your arms, okay, if they've moved. Put them back into the way they should be, okay. Lift both up. Hitting that ceiling all the way around now. To your bum. All the way back. Hitting that ceiling. Tap the floor, start again. Straight as you can, keep those arms locked out. Couple more. Keep sliding out as tall as you can. And relax. Good job. Shake it out. Coming up nice and tall. Grab a little drink. Let me know how you're doing in the comment section. Your back should be working really hard to do a shoulder exercise. Okay, that's how important your shoulders are. And that realigning those shoulders, okay, mid to lower back, those lats, okay, that come underneath your armpits and go right down to your pelvis, okay, is super important because they help keep you up, those spinal extensors, okay, really, really important. It's really important you engage those, which is why you draw your knees off the floor to kind of re-engage that posterior chain so your pelvis is in the right position, okay? So if you weren't doing that, try and engage that. Always draw your knees off the floor when doing anything like this, because it then helps pull your hamstrings up, okay, which tilts your pelvis in the right position. It's kind of like when you're laying on in a dead bug and you try and flatten your lower back into the floor, okay? It's the exact same principle, okay? Because at the time you're going to be using your posterior chain and anterior chain to help each other reset everything, okay? So this next one, what you're going to try and do is sit up nice and tall, okay? Now you can either cross your legs or have them in front of you, depending on, okay? However, I want you to have your back as straight as possible, okay? Now, from there, you're then gonna hold your bar with straight arms, okay? They're gonna be in a Y shape, just like that, and you're gonna come down into a W position, just like you would if you were on a back squat, okay? Back up, back here, okay? Now, as you do that, I don't want you to compromise anything or move anything or relax anything. So as you're there, I want you to imagine you're trying to bend this bar, okay? You're pushing your chest out, you draw up to this invisible brick wall, you scrape it down this invisible brick wall. The bar gently brushes your hair and the back of your head. It touches then your shoulders, those traps. Those elbows are pressed forward, okay? For people with tight chests, you're going to feel it in your chest and the front of your shoulders as you hold this, all right? You're then going to scrape up, back into that position, not reaching up, okay? You've got your shoulders set, okay? And by set, I mean you're trying to still bend that bar. So what we talked about the other week, rolling your shoulders and opening up your armpits, and then coming back to there, okay? So everybody ready? Go to 3, 2, 1, drawing up, back down, scraping the back of the head nice and gently, keeping those elbows forward. If they're not forward already, this is where you squeeze them forward, okay? Move back up, there, all the way back down. Nice fluid movement. Your back is dead straight, okay? So if you're really struggling with this, sit against the wall or sit against the edge of your sofa and use that to support your back if you are struggling, okay? So good. That's it. Good. 2 more. Good. Nice and easy. Focus on the movement of it as you're there. Drive up. Nice and tall, okay? Now, chuck the bar in front of you, okay? What you're going to need now is this little band that you have, okay? Now, to begin with, all we're going to practice is the later stages of the movement, okay? So it's now underneath my legs, underneath my hips, okay? So this band isn't coming anywhere. It's not just behind me. It's not in front of me. It's directly underneath my bum, if you will, okay? Now, you're going to put this, the other side of your head, where that bar was. Now, if you want to, you can, in fact, use the bar, hold on to it by your thumb, hook onto it by your thumb here, and just like you were, you're going to press in the same movement here. Okay? Keeping your elbows locked in, resting there, drawing up the back of your hair, stretching, back, down, just like so. Okay? So if you can, get yourself into position, gently getting ready. Okay? Going in 3, 2, 1, and go. Make sure those wrists are forward, elbows are forward. Scrape the back of the head. Big deep breaths. Nice and steady pace like you were. Keep it up, keep it going. I know it's a tough feat. Slow it down. You want to feel the movement. Good, 2 more. Good job. Chuck the bands down, chuck stick down. And relax. Okay, try and sit up as tall as you can. If you need a drink, grab it. Let me know how you're doing in the comment section, okay? All right, should be very aware of your back right now. Should be very aware of that movement, and potentially if you're tight here or sore there, okay? And so whichever way you're kind of weaker, if you will, okay, you're going to feel it more. So if you really struggle with your lower back, you're probably going to feel your lower back right now a lot. If it's shoulders that tend to be more the issue, then it's going to feel it there, okay? It's not me, doesn't mean necessarily the whole chain isn't working, but you're just going to feel it more in certain key areas, okay? Yeah, definitely. So those erector spinae group, you know, your multifidus, rectus spinae, your lats to a degree, you know, and potentially for me, I've got a bit of tightness in the front of my hip as I was there squeezing forward, engaging my hip flexors. I could feel that towards the end, okay? So that might even be a possibility for you guys. I've done a bit of running this week. So depending if you've got tightness there, you're going to potentially feel it. And if it's weakness, which this is probably a bit of both, like most of us, you're going to feel it in those positions as well. If you're not used to sitting up as tall as you can, this can be quite a tough little thing to do, you know, because we're used to slouching. So we get this muscle memory, okay? The more you try and practice that good posture during your rest periods, okay, that's where the money is, okay? It's what you do outside the hour. You've got to think there's 23 hours a day, and as much as this 1 hour is going to help you, if you want to make a life-changing difference, it's about what you do the rest of the time, okay? So invest in good warm-ups, invest in good prehab, okay? Invest in good recovery, you know? Massive believer in that, which is why we called it Recovery Lab, okay? So big, powerful press, chest forward, elbows forward, nice and slow, nice and steady again, all right? You're doing amazing, okay? Big press up, slow and steady, feel everything. So keep it up. You got it. Couple more. Down to the front. Chuck it down. Good job. Okay. So slide it over, slide it off, chuck your bands and your bar out of the way, and then grab that object for me. That one that I said, the random object. For me, it's the yoga block. Feel this one in my neck. Okay. So your upper traps, okay, your trap muscles, right? Basically start at the top of the base of your skull, if you will, where that kind of skull rounds and then dips in, touches just by there, okay, comes to the points by here, okay, and comes down the back, right, just kind of where roughly, right, give or take a vertebrae, where your brow strap is or your heart rate strap monitor is, right? It's a big diamond that comes up. Now, most of us only work the top half, okay, split up into 3 sections. Okay, your upper, your medium, and your lower trapezius. Now, most of us are used to being up here, being forward and rounded, so we tend to dominate that upper half, okay? What we want to use is to allow ourselves to free up here, draw back, okay? And then use the lower half to give us a nice proud chest, all right? So if you can engage those, loosen the tension here, allow the shoulder blades to drop and give yourself a neck, okay? Because most of us are up there, right? And it shortens our neck. If you gives yourself a neck, all of a sudden, it takes the pressure off here, okay? A lot of people get tension headaches on the back of the head, and it's because we're tense here, okay? The more you invest in your recovery, okay, the more you invest in your foam rolling, stretches, mobility, this stuff, okay, the more you correct, the less tension you're likely to get there, but it is all in that recovery process, okay? So using massage balls, massage guns, foam rollers, having a massage off a professional, you name it, all those little things help relieve that tension because regardless of whether you train or not, whatever you do creates tension, okay? But keep it up, okay? The more you fight it, the more you release it, the less it's going to be as painful as you do it, okay? And it just means that you're putting your body in a position that it's not used to and it is uncomfortable with, which is really beneficial, to be honest, okay? All good things, Kim, I imagine. All good things. The way I see it, if someone isn't calling me something, I haven't done my job properly. So it's a huge compliment to be called something nasty. So this next one, depending on how, obviously, I don't want you to hold a heavy object, okay? But we're going to play this game where effectively you're trying to keep your arms up like a superhero, Superman, Superwoman, whatever you want to call it. Okay, heads down, arms are up, you come around, you come over, you swap arms. Now what you're noticing is I'm rotating my wrist, my arm. Once I get halfway, now here, okay? Now the biggest thing you're going to realize, right, is this arm, when it's not being worked, it's going to cheat, okay? It's really important that you notice that, okay, and aware of that, because your goal is to not allow it to cheat, okay? Your body will always pick the easy option, and sometimes our minds will as well. It's time to correct that, okay? You want to make a difference? Start being hard on yourself. Pick the hardest route and you will always get better, okay? So nice and gentle with the movement, okay? Pass the object from one to the other. Once you get here, rotate, and it's the knuckles tapping your bum, okay? You ready? Go to 3, 2, 1, and go. Big drive out. Keep those arms as straight as you can. Working super hard. So almost there, guys. 2 more. Relax. So gently coming up like so. What you're going to do, take your knees nice and wide. You will be happy to know that you are done. So arms in front, stretching down as deep as you can. Big deep breaths. In through your nose, out through your mouth. Amazing job, honestly, really, really good. You're going to feel that one tomorrow. So right arm, sliding it underneath the left. Bringing your knuckles to the floor, your palm up.
Nice and steady. Big deep breaths. Absolutely amazing effort. Honestly, really, really good. Great job. Swap sides. Good. From there, coming up nice and tall, using a piece of furniture to bring your arms on the back. Legs out nice and straight. Toes facing up, knees facing up. Chest out, arms straight. Good. Spin it around. Last but not least, sitting up nice and tall, bringing one over the top, hand on the elbow, arm in the middle. Absolutely amazing effort, guys. I hope you all enjoyed yourselves today. I know you all worked really hard. Simple exercises, but often they're the toughest. So well done, honestly, really good. So yeah, swap the sides. And shake it out. Have an absolutely beautiful day. Super, super sunny. It's a beautiful autumn day. So get out, enjoy it, get a coffee, go for a walk, get a bit of mindfulness in there, you know. It's a beautiful day for it, okay? Have an amazing one. Absolutely brilliant effort, absolute pleasure. Thank you for joining me. Hope you all enjoyed it. You did brilliantly, honestly, really, really good. Yeah. Whew. Arms on fire. You're going to be sore later. Okay, it's going to surprise you maybe tomorrow or the day after when you reach for something and you're like, oh, right? But that's all part of it. Just make sure you do all the foam rolling. You get that recovery in, okay? Because the looser the tissue, the healthier the tissue, okay? Getting rid of that tension in the muscle. It's like having a dirty sponge and you're putting it into a fresh bucket of clean water. The more you squeeze it, the more you clean that sponge, okay? The healthier your muscle tissue is, all right? So enjoy, foam roll, look after yourself, rehydrate, get some good healthy food in you, and I shall see you tomorrow ready for our lower body session. If you haven't already, click that little thumbs up button, show me that you like the session. Share it with your friends over social media, let them know, send them a text, tell them what you've been doing. And if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. It means the world. You take care, have a lovely day, and I look forward to seeing you again tomorrow. If you have any questions or queries about anything that we've done today or in future, or you have a few ideas that you want to spitball, just drop me a message. Okay, appreciate each and every one of you, okay? Have an amazing day. So long, farewell. See you soon.